Hello everyone, and thank you again for joining me on this new episode of Star Trek the Original Series. Yes, I didn't do my best for an alternative factor. To be honest, I had no idea what to talk about. You can see my reaction if you're a patron. You can watch my reaction. Like, it's not that I didn't understand it, it's just that by the time that you were finally getting to the real reason why everything was happening, I just didn't care. Okay? The shots were too long, there were too many explanations, false leads, time traveler, or this is happening or not happening, and so on. So the premise was interesting enough, but the way that the story was executed definitely did not captivate me in any moment. I have done my research also, and I can see in several forums and many other websites, this is regarded one of the least favorite episodes, and you won't let me lie. I mean, this one got zero votes on the original list. But today is not about an alternative factor, okay? Today is about Season 1, Episode 29, The City and the Edge of Forever. Now again, I have not seen anything about this episode. I've been lucky enough to avoid any spoiler. However, I have read that this is one of, everybody's favorite. So I am really looking forward to this episode. Before I begin, I would also like to announce something really important. For this specific episode, considering that this is one of the most important episodes in the entire series, I was going to make an announcement that I am going to leave open in the comments box below your votes for choosing the 15 episodes that I will watch from season number 2 of this original series. However, today precisely, I was really excited because I have now my community messages open for you guys. So I got community message, yeah. So because I already gained apparently enough subscribers, or I don't know why this happened, but now I can make polls on which you guys can vote. So remember, leave in the comments box below which episodes of season 2 you would like me to react to here in YouTube, but remember that I will be reacting to the entire season on my Patreon. So today's company are Robin, who is here, and Flash, who is down there. So because today's a very special day, I already have my iced tea ready and my popcorn ready as well. So let's get this done. Ooh, we start with turbulence. Oh, so
heart flutter. Better risk a few drops of cordressine.
Cordressine.
You sure you want to risk?
Oh, well, that's a miraculous thing.
You were about to make a medical comment, Jim?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, he's strong.
You won't get me. Security alert.
Yeah. Oh, I love Scotty how he jumped on that helm. Karate chops. Oh my god, he's gonna land himself down. I'm really thinking at this point that the teletransportation room should be like secured with 70 guards before getting in there, because they always seem to go exactly there and attack the poor engineer that has absolutely no self-defense skills. Do something about it. Lieutenant Uhura's been downed? Wow.
Record. No sign of Dr. McCoy. Search progressing.
So if you call that searching.
Before your race was born, I have awaited a question.
What's the meaning of life?
I am the guardian of forever.
Sounds cool.
I see no reason for answers to be couched in riddles.
My answer is simply as your level of understanding makes possible.
Okay. He just called you an idiot.
I've missed tapings.
Oh my god, please somebody check on him!
No man before has ever...
Dr. McCoy! Bones, no!
So when did he jump to?
Your vessel, your beginning, all that you knew is gone.
But why? Okay, that's the 20th century. It was like in the 40s, in the 30s.
Well, Mr. Spock, if we can't disguise you, we'll find some way of...
Nothing a hat can do.
That should prove interesting.
steal from the rich and give back to the poor later. I'm gonna like this century. Simple, easier to manage. We're not gonna have any difficulty explaining.
You were saying?
I see you've noticed the ears. They're actually easy to explain. He caught his head in a mechanical rice picker. An American missionary living close by who was actually a skilled plastic surgeon in civilian life.
All right.
Yeah, you went too long.
Got those
I'm surprised he didn't do that sooner.
Oh, how untidy here. Let me help you.
I could do with some help around here. Doing dishes, sweeping, general cleaning.
At what rate of payment?
Are you kidding me?
Mine's Jim Kirk. His is
You couldn't pronounce it.
Spock.
Good thing they actually ended up in a mission and not at the boxing gym, because they would have had to fight.
In some sort of
Did
space.
she really have to speak about
Men
spaceships on their
reach out
first
to
day?
space.
Find her most uncommon, Mr. Spock.
Prepare for tomorrow. Get ready. Don't.
I'm endeavoring, ma'am, to construct a mnemonic memory circuit using stone knives and bearskin.
And they call me MacGyver. Are they gonna steal the tools?
Condition. Want me home? I still have a few questions I'd like to ask about you two. Window.
No!
The President and Edith Keeler conferred.
Wow, she's gonna have a conference with the president? That's amazing. You killed it.
How bad?
Bad enough. I saw her obituary.
But why?
Some sort of traffic accident.
But what changed?
They both can.
Exactly.
Suppose we discover that in order to set things straight again, Edith Keeler must die.
It is a possibility. Who's that? Oh. Oh, he's still insane.
What planet is this?
I would be just as this guy, just holding my jug of milk. What?
One day they're going to take all the money that they spend now on war and death.
And make them spend it on life.
Yes.
No, honey, we haven't seen that, and that's almost 90 years from you.
Good cranial development. No doubt considerable human ancestry.
How is this guy not pissing his pants? I would be scared of him.
Oh, I'd give a lot to see the hospital.
You do have to go see the hospital, like right now. Listen, man, this is your kid. Oh, are you really gonna? He did? Oh no! Ugh. Is he going back to the portal? Oh, he seems a lot more calm.
We won't find you there. Come on.
Too late. Ah!
One, Second World War.
Because all this lets them develop the
Oh,
A-bomb first.
wait. So because McCoy traveled back in the past, Hitler won the Second World War. What?
All this because McCoy came back and somehow kept her from dying.
Oh
in a
my God,
straight
she
accident
has to
as she was
die. No.
I'm in love with Edith Keeler.
Jim, Edith Keeler must die.
The only possible answer would conclusively prove that I'm either unconscious or demented.
I don't mean to disbelieve you, but that's hardly a Navy uniform.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right, dear. Because I don't believe in you either.
Oh, I love his answers.
About it.
Well, he doesn't
Well,
look
this
like a
place,
vampire anymore.
You run it. You may have saved my life.
Lots of people. No, Dr. McCoy said the same thing.
McCoy!
That hat is adorable. No, no, no. Oh my god, but she has to die, but he can't. No. Oh my god, this is so terrible. Oh. Yes, he did.
Do you know what you just did?
Yes, he does. Oh my
He
god.
knows, Doctor.
Ah, composure, girl. Come on.
Captain, the Enterprise is up there. They're asking if we want to beam up.
Well, yeah. We already got back the Soul Stone from Earth. Oh my god, no! Stupid episode. Okay, so, loved it. This is the first time that I see Kirk actually in love and not just like hanging around there. He's very serious when he says that he's in love with Edith. But of course he was in love with her. I mean, look at her. She was beautiful, good looking. She's uplifting, and you cannot expect anything less from Joan Collins. I mean, love her. I mean, the sets really are about like in the 30s, although in some cases when they are being chased by the policeman, it does look a little bit fake, but it totally drives you into this time, you know, from the 1930s. I didn't expect the story to be set on that specific decade. So far, we've encountered several episodes in the Star Trek first season where our characters travel back in time. One of them was Tomorrow is Yesterday, which in my opinion, this is probably one of my favorites. This subject was also briefly addressed in The Alternative Factor when Lazarus tells them that he's a time traveler. Now, the cinematography in this episode is beautiful. It reminds me so much of The Sting, the movie with Robert Redford. It reminds me of this kind of photography. I love the scenes where McCoy enters Earth of 1930 and he has this exchange with, what is he, like a thief? You know, this guy. I love the entire exchange because it is kind of creepy. It is the kind of thing that you relate more with this guy rather than McCoy, even though you know McCoy for a lot longer. But yeah, this is totally the thing that will drive you insanely scared of a person that, to begin with, looks like somebody sucked up the life out of him. He looked like a vampire at many points, especially with all this kind of spots in his face. The stakes in this episode start increasing as the episode progresses. At first, we have our surgeon injecting himself with a very powerful medicine. Him losing control, himself down. Now, at this point, the ship only has the responsibility to find him in a planet. Like, that was easy, right? And then turns out that he found this gate to take him into any point in history of the human race, which makes it even more difficult. Not only is that, but you can only jump at a certain moment, so they were lucky enough to jump there and arrive a week before he did. Now the stakes become a lot more difficult because now it's a choice of the heart. You have to let this beautiful, smart, kind woman, and she has to be killed in order for humanity to survive. I mean, this is probably one of the best stories so far. I really loved it. It's horrible. The fact that he had to stop her, the fact that McCoy wanted to save her, that broke me entirely. To be honest, Spock did look like he could be working in a ship with the outfit they gave him. I think it's amazing that Spock was able to build this, what would be like a computer in a small room with only a few pieces, considering that computers back in the time, especially in the 60s, and they already knew that, computers will take up to rooms and rooms because of all the necessary components. So good for that one, Spock. This episode is great because it not only gives us the excitement of time traveling, but it also gives us the emotional dilemma of letting Edith Keeler die. This is horrible because nobody wants her dead except for the writer. The ending of this episode is also different. It doesn't end in the bridge where they give like their final thoughts. Here, there are no final thoughts. They are absolutely not necessary at this point because you already have your head filled with your own thoughts about what just happened. This episode is beautiful in terms that it gives you so much joy and then it takes it away from you. But it's not as somber as the alternative factor, where the ending of Lazarus is incredibly bad because he's never ever going to rest fighting against this other person. He's trapped in this dimension fighting his other self. And at the end of the episode, it's pretty somber. The last words is, "What about Lazarus?" But in this episode, you don't need that. This is how captivating this episode was. You don't need the final thoughts. Now, I'm reading a little bit about this episode, and I see that this episode is number 68 of 100 most memorable moments in the history of television. Okay, so this episode won the Best Episodic Drama on Television award from the Annual Writers Guild of America. And this is awesome. Check this out. It says here, Harlan Ellison's original version of the teleplay won the Annual Writers Guild of America Award for Best Episodic Drama on Television. Justman later said that the submission of the original unfilmed version was out of spite, and Roddenberry said in response to the victory, many people would get prizes if they wrote scripts that budgeted out to 3 times the show's cost. So I'm thinking this episode was expensive, and I'm thinking, yeah, because they had to recreate sets. This barely touches any parts of the ship, and sets are expensive. Extras are expensive, okay? Wardrobe is expensive. So yeah, I understand that making an episode that it stays away from your regular sets and costumes, it's a lot more expensive. Now, this episode was up against another Star Trek episode, The Return of the Archons, which is also like a time period piece. So Kuhn is one of the writers that was not credited originally, and he said that if Harlan wins, I'm gonna die. That's what he says, reportedly. Well, Kuhn also said, there are 2 scripts up tonight for the Writers Guild Award, and I wrote them both. The nerve, man. Oh my goodness, if you find this episode on the Wikipedia page, it's full of gossip. I'm not kidding. So I see that because this episode was awarded so many awards, and this, like I said, this was considered like one of the best episodes of the entire first season. I understand why this could have been kind of controversial. What is not controversial whatsoever is that the story is beautiful, is sad, is touching. Even though you might think that this is not related to Star Trek, it relates to the story of the Enterprise, to their crew members in such a unique way. This episode is gold. I have to say it. I am so happy I finally got to see it because I've been waiting for this episode for over a year now. Now, next episode is Operation Annihilate, and I am not really that sure to say anything about that episode. I really want to close now this first season of Star Trek, and I want to start moving on to the second season. So, This is kind of important. I'm also gonna make a poll about this, but I want to ask you if I should move on to the second season as it goes right now, or if I should maybe watch the first Star Trek movie. That's up to you guys. So please, if you could give me your opinion about it, please let me know in the comments box below. I still feel a rush because of this episode, because of how amazing it was. Anyway, thank you again for joining me in this incredibly great episode. I'll see you in the next one. God bless and bye bye.